Hello, everyone. This is Melanie from Light Beams Treasures and Curiosities. Yes, I am doing a live stream right now. I'm going to try something a little bit different, just in case if anybody wanted to come in, say hello, just chat, ask some questions. So I just came back from an estate sale. Yay! Yes, there was an estate sale, and let me tell you something. It opened up at 8:30 in the morning. There was out the door. I couldn't believe how many people it was wrapped all around, and everybody shoved in. We had to wear a mask, but oof, I had a good time. So my budget for my estate sale was $20. What did I actually spend? I only spent $21. So you tell me. I'm going to show you all the neat little cool things that I bought at this estate sale. I spent $21 on this sale, and you tell me, did I do a good deal? Did I do a bad deal? Did I do okay? Would you have done this? I don't know. So this is my little show and tell from my estate sale. So first item, I thought this was really pretty. You ready? It is a big old brass key. Now there's no maker's mark or anything like that, but I just thought it is a beautiful key. Very nice. I figured something like this will definitely sell. If not, this is a keeper. I just think that's a pretty item. I bought this. Now remember, everything I bought, I spent $21 altogether. So like I said, you tell me, did I do good or not? Next thing I bought was patches. Now, I don't know why I'm on a patch run. There seems to be so many patches. But let's see. This is actually 1977 Stephenville Daycare. So I don't know if these might be Girl Scout patches or just day camp 1978. Yeah, these are Girl Scouts. Heart of Texas with the dinosaur cadet event 1978. My guess is this was from Dino Valley. Not too far away, there's a town called Glen Rose, and it's Dino Valley where all the dinosaurs are. So I bet you that's what it is. Look at this Bicentennial Arts Fair, and then Bicentennial Day Camp. What do we got? 50 Mile Club. I don't know what this patch represents. We got a little daycare. I guess good old music. And then we got, Go Big Blue. So this is something local. I just thought patches seem to be a fun little thing. I'm starting to collect patches, not to collect them, but to sell them. And I mean, even if they sell at $5 each, that's a great deal. So far, that's two items. Remember, I spent, dun, 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 I spent $21. So you tell me if I did good or not. They had a whole bunch of cassette tapes. And I just realized this isn't the real tape. This is oh, I screwed up on this one, but I'll show you. Fats Domino. Look what I did. That's not Fats Domino. That's a fake tape that somebody re-recorded. And I guess that's fake too, but that's okay. I spent a quarter on this. I thought this one was pretty cool. I did look up the comps on Benny Hester Legacy. I really wanted to go through all of the cassette tapes because I've been reading up that cassette tapes are making a comeback. And I want to start learning how to do it. So what I was doing is I was just flipping through some of them. If something looked good, this probably would have been good. I mean, I only spent a quarter for both of them. They're a quarter for both. So I thought this was an original. It's not an original, so this is probably garbage. But if that was an original, I probably would have gotten about $15 for that. Then let's see what we got. Oh, check this out. It is an adorable little. That is a Barbie, classic Barbie. Now let's see if I can find. This is the Solo in the Spotlight 1995 edition Mattel Hallmark Barbie. So this was the part of the Hallmark collection. I know Hallmark ornaments are good in the box, but I figured Barbie, there might be a demand for this. I only paid a quarter for her, so you know something? It's not that bad. Take the chance. Oh, where's my Disney fans? I know you're going to like this one. Look who that is. That is Goofy. It's part of the Pepsi. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I forget the name of the Please forgive me. You could correct me if I'm wrong, but there was one of these glasses that Pepsi did. It's it's a Mexican character, Spanish character, and I can't think of the name of who it is. If you happen to find that particular glass, that is a bolo item. Because I think the glass itself goes for about $200. But this is Goofy. What is Goofy? You know, I didn't even check the comps on this. I'm curious. What is Goofy going for right now? Do you think it's going for a good amount? But this is Pepsi Collector Series, Walt Disney. Let me see. Walt. Oh, that's Paul. We don't need that. What I really want to hear is I don't want to hear phone calls. I want to hear cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-chings. It's been a good day so far with the cha-chings. So Pepsi Goofy. Let's see. This one has the green. I don't see the green one. I see red pants. What year is this? There's no year on it. Walt Disney. Okay, wait. I put Walt Disney, Goofy, Pepsi, collectors, glass. Let's see if that comes up. Now, here's a question, everyone. This is a question because I'm looking at the glasses, and the ones that I see is Goofy with like red and a pitchfork. I don't see this particular one. Does anybody have any information about this one? Because I do not see. Maybe this one's a valuable one since I don't see it. Oh, I got to do research. I love doing research. Actually, I don't love doing research because you know what ends up happening? You do research on items and sometimes you're just completely wrong. But I saw this, I grabbed it immediately. So that was a good deal. And remember, I spent $21 on this auction. This, I know it's an Avon bottle. However, I couldn't resist because look who it is. George Washington with the eagle. Yes, it's an empty Avon bottle, but why do I have a feeling this might be worth something or this is one of the collectible ones? I will be honest. I feel kind of funny checking comps on everything at a bait sale. You tell me, do you do that? Do you really pick your phone and look at every single item? I will do it, but there were so many people there that this was one of those things. I was literally grabbing things, throwing it in a basket, and some of the stuff I was checking. But check this out. This is flamingo wig pins. Now, that's something to always be looking at in estate sales. These are bolo items. Always go to the bathroom. Did I actually just say that? Always go to the bathroom. Oh, somebody just came in. Hello to whoever just came in. We are talking about items from an estate sale. So whoever just came in, say hello if you want to. But these are bolo at. When you're at an estate sale, always go through the bathroom because what ends up happening is they can have really good vintage items. They can have vintage perfumes. Those are things. So this happens to be what's known as flamingo wig pins. And look, I only paid 50 cents for them. So they're like they're pins for your wig. And I got an entire box of them. I thought that was kind of cool. This cute little vintage box. This I could probably sell maybe for about $15. I love things like that. And then, oh, let me get more stuff. We love. And while I was in the bathroom, what else did I get? Look at how cute that little perfume bottle is. This is a refillable one. It smells like old people. Oh, did I dare say that? That's one thing. It's like these old people all have the same smell. So yes, this smells like old people, but I thought it's a beautiful red perfume bottle. So that might be good. When you're at an estate sale, always look to see as well what kind of perfumes are out there. Look at this. Cute little perfume. Now this one happens to be, am I saying this? Ferrero? I can't read it. It is so tiny. I had to get one of those magnifying glasses to take a look. But this is a cute little, and it has the perfume in. And then this is another cute little one. Oh, this is Le Fleur. Oh man, I can't speak. This is probably cheap stuff. Le Fleur cologne spray, flammable. I'm betting this is probably cheap Avon stuff. Watch, I'll probably look at the comps, and this could be like $100 bottle. Could you imagine? Paid 50 cents for it. I always, like I said, whenever I'm in a estate sale, go to the bathroom, take all the little bottles, all the little vintage stuff, all these little cute things, because you know something, cha-ching, cha-ching, people love perfume bottles. So when you see cute things like this, even if they don't go individually, lock them up and people will do this. Hello, Cajun. First day estate sale. It's not my first estate sale. I actually go through estate sales so many times. Thank you for coming to my channel, Cajun Reseller. We have somebody that popped in. I appreciate it. But yes, I did go to an estate sale. Just came back. I'm showing off some of the stuff. I only spent $21. So as funny as it says, I say to everybody when you're at an estate sale, go to the bathroom, see what's in the bathroom because there's always some interesting things. And then, of course, you want to go into the kitchen because guess what I found in the kitchen? You know what this is? Starbucks coffee mugs. These are a Bolo item. Everybody loves Starbucks. Now, this happens to be just a plain one. There's nothing to it. But people are collecting these Starbucks mugs like crazy. You usually go on the last day. Yes, Cajun, that is a wonderful time. I go on the first day, and I always go on the last day because the first day is going to be the best stuff. Then the last day they go super cheap. And this particular estate sale that I go to, the last day, with the exception of jewelry or anything that's like high end, like buns or something off the wall, they will take everything 50% off. And usually the last hour, they basically give away things absolutely for like nothing. So, yes, my advice, and that's perfect advice. When you're at an estate sale, try to go the first day if you can. Always go the last day because last day, last hour, you can get so much good stuff. But then again, the catch is the very last day of an estate sale, there's usually nothing left. And I mean, depending on the area, depending on who it is, it could be a completely empty house. So in this case, the house that I went to was pretty. I mean, I went there as soon as they opened up. They opened up at 8:30. I was already there. There was already 60 people in line waiting to get in. So the fact that we all ran through this house and was rummaging was a good thing. But Bolo, go into the kitchen, look for Starbucks items. Now, this is, like I said, just a plain Starbucks mug. You would be surprised. You also want to look at some of the other stuff. If they have cast iron, always grab cast iron, particularly if it's cheap. Sometimes cast iron is very, very expensive. Oh, here, in fact, Cajun, take a look at this. This is a Bolo item, these Disney Pepsi glasses. I know this is probably worth something, but the problem is I can't find this design. I find Goofy with red overalls and I find Goofy with green overalls, but nothing looking like that. So I have to price this and see how much that guy is. And then what else did I get? Oh, I am a book lover. I really am. I love books. I always scour the books because, first of all, nobody likes to go through the books. Second of all, books are usually cheap, but I want to show you some of these books because, yes, I spent $1 for each book. And for me, that is Joey Bada Bing would love that. Yes, there's an entire collection of these glasses, and maybe you might know Cajun, but there is a character that the glass is like worth $200. It's like a Mexican running character. I can't think of the name, but if you happen to know who it is, that's something I got to look up. But I want to show you a nice little collection of books I got. I'm sorry, I'm like bending over because I want to show you some of these books. I think I didn't run, well, I did run the comps, but I need to research this top book because might be the book of the year. We will see. It's first of all, it's in horrible condition, but that's okay. I have sold books that were in crappier condition like this, and I still sold them for $100, like hundreds of dollars. So this one is History of Education by Painter. And I just want to show you because, all right, so it's History of Education by FVN Painter. What makes this book so special is look at the copyright date. Can you see that? 1886. This is an 1886 old book. So the fact that it was only $1 and it's the history of education, I think I want to read this book just to begin with because how did they look at education back in 1886? So I think that's a keeper. Then I sold a navy blue jacket for $250. Nice. Was it it was an aeronautics book or was it like the picture book, Asian? Well, you'll hear me in a minute. That is a great sale. I love when you can flip things like that. Believe it or not, that is a bolo item I will recommend. Is any type of airplanes, aeronautics, space go like crazy. I mean, you just said that you sold the navy blue jackets book for 250. I'll tell you a quick story. I went to an estate sale 2 weeks ago, bought a aviation how-to book. You said you're not sure. I just know it was a hey, it's cha-ching, cha-ching. That's okay. It's so good to have profit like that. But I bought myself. It was a pilot book, and it included DVDs. I spent 50 cents on it. It sold within 4 days for $250 myself. That was the biggest flip I've ever did, and I couldn't believe I sold it so quickly. I know other people were selling it for 300. The fact that it went for me 250, I am thrilled. So for me, that was pure cha-ching, 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 and the fact I spent 50 cents on it. Woo! This one isn't interesting. I'm going to say be on the lookout for this. This is a series. It's called Firefox. There are 8 books in this series. And basically, this is your, what do you call it? Like your homemaker people who, uh, what do you call those people? They prep for everything. Like you're prepping. This teaches you how to do shoemaking, how to make toys, how to do banjos, how to make wooden locks, how to do sawdust, and just other. And each book, if you could find the whole series, the comps for these is approximately $200. This Doomsday, thank you, Doomsday Preppers, yes. So this particular book I looked up and it's in great condition. This one's going for about $30. So that's something to look for. Doomsday Prepping, Firefox. In fact, I recently found a Homestead book that I got for free because a lot of times they dump books at the library. And the Homestead book, I got it for free. That went for $35. And it was just like how to do canning and how to do different things. This one, look at this. Shod with Irons by C.M. Buck Newsom. This is your classic cowboy old type thing. When it comes to books, definitely certain regions, books go like crazy. So if you have old time books about New York, have old time books about California, Texas, I'm in Texas, you're going to find a lot of old time books like this. If you can find books that are like with your region, they sell like mad to other people in other states. So like this book alone is in the $60 range. And I mean, and I think I have to look this up. I'm not too sure, but I think it's a signed copy. I need to validate that signature. Hello, West Side Gary. Thank you for joining me. We are doing a live show right now, and I'm just showing off some of my estate sale findings that I just did in an estate sale today. So I was telling Cajun I only spent $21 on all this stuff, and I found some very, very interesting things. John Folsel cookbooks sell well. See, I don't even know who John Fols is, but yes, particular cookbooks are amazing. In fact, here's an interesting thing. I sold a cookbook. It was from Trinidad and Tobago or Tobago. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but it was a Trinidad and Tobago book, and I got it for 25 cents. I flipped and I sold it for $125. He's a cook down here in Louisiana. Oh, is he good like Cajun type Cajun dishes? I've never sold a book. West Side Gary. Well, what type of items do you sell, Gary? What's your specialty? Is it like electronics, toys, collector's items, that kind of thing? I sell anything. Anything I can get my hands on, I sell. I find weird stuff, I just sell it. I have no. Yep, Cajun Creole cooking. See, those, that's what I says. When you get certain things in certain regions and demographics, it'll go crazy. So, like, yes, your Creole Cajun, your French cookbooks will go really well. Like I said, it was Jamaican, Trinidad, Tobago type cooking. That stuff would sell. I mean, that's a good thing if you could find your hands on it. Now, me personally, if I find any books that have an outside cover, I grab them because tons of video games, toys, skateboards, and collectibles. Yes. Oh, you might appreciate this. I'm just going to show you. I don't know if you're a My Little Pony, but this is something else. I'm just going to do a quick aside. Check this out. It's an entire bag of My Little Ponies. Now, I think these are the newer ones, but they have like the little tiny miniature ones. They have the big ones. They have like iridescent ones. I just thought, and this, I grabbed it right away. I paid $2 for this entire bag. So I'm like, you know something? $2 for a bag of My Little Ponies. That's a lot of My Little Ponies. Wait. Where's that guy? What are you doing? You trying to bid already? This is not an auction. This is a show and tell. Although, if you're interested, we can make a deal. $5. I should start doing auctions. You guys tell me if I start doing auctions, is that something you would want to do? I know he's bidding. He is bidding. In fact, okay, West Side Gary, you said you do collectibles. Here's something to take a look at. It's Goofy. It's the Pepsi Collector Series, Walt Disney. The problem is I don't see this figure. I only see Goofy on with either the red overalls or the green overalls. I don't see anything here. I should do okay. You know something? Maybe I will start doing auctions, but not today. Today is just a show and tell. Unless you really are interested in buying something. Hey, I make deals. I love making deals. In fact, I don't know if both of you were on Squashy's auction yesterday. That's at 8 hour massive auction. I mean, that was incredible. They raised over $3,000. I think the last time I checked, it was like $3,500 in her GoFundMe account. That was an amazing auction. I was so glad that I was able to donate. In fact, I'll show you what I donated because I still have it here. I wrapped it up. I donated a Ferma classic postcards. Cajun and I were there the whole time. Okay, good. So you saw me. Okay, you know something? I had no idea a Ferma goes that quickly. That I made $100. Well, I didn't make it. Squashy $100 for selling postcards. Where was I? You think you spent 200? Oh, that's where you found my channel. Thank you, Westside. This is actually the first time, well, second time I'm doing a live stream. I never used to do live streams. And I figured, you know something, I want to start saying hi to people, start building up my channel because sometimes I do have good things to say. Other times people are like, what the hell is wrong with you? But I like doing show and tell. So I'm like, you know something? Rather than doing a pre-recorded one and doing all the work, why don't I just jump in, see who comes in, and you spend see right alone. That's $305 that the two of you spent. It went to a great cause. I hope she gets her surgery. I hope everything is okay, and that she'll come back running marathons when she's done because that is an amazing thing that the resellers did for everyone. So I'm so glad that they raised so much money. And like I said, I was able to sell postcards. I sold postcards and I sold the lip balm that really didn't go. Somebody spent $20 on it. So hey, I'm great. It's on. Thank you. That's why they call me light. I'm light beam because I'm the type of person that could come into a room and light it up and say, "Hey, everybody, I'm here." So and sometimes this makes me feel good. It does make me feel good. I mean, when I could come in, make people happy, talk to them, and I know it's not like I see what you're writing. It's not like it's one on one, but I think I like the live. It's kind of nice instead of just talking to the screen and then not doing anything. Okay, so next book. I'm sorry, I just have to show those off. I love books that have outside covers. Now, I didn't check the comps on this, but I got to check this. Look at that. Harry S. Truman, The Free World and Free Trade. And this is Southern Methodist University Press. So I think this is a really, really cool book. It is in wonderful condition. The only problem is, okay, this is what I can't stand. I can't stand back in the day that they would write their name and year they got it. And I'm talking about the owner of the book. So this is obviously the owner of the book. This isn't a signed copy. I almost feel like it ruins it. But this is a 1963. You could see this is in like impeccable condition. I mean, it is crisp, clean, even the outside. So I didn't run comps on this, but I just thought anything that has an outside cover like this, just pick it up. So what happens? I have another one like that. This one is The Heart is a Lonely Hunter by Carson McCullers. And you can see, same thing. I love books like this. I have this vision that one day I'm going to pull out a book like this, and then when I open it up, there'll be money in it. But I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, there is something in here. There is. Look at that. It's a first edition library. So yes, I guess this is a first edition book. First edition from 1940. Oh no, this isn't because it says copyright renewed 1967. All right, so still, it's in 1967. Anytime I see books with the cover, I just grab it because you know something? They're going to be in good condition anyway. They're going to be worth something. And to a collector, that looks beautiful on your shelf. Looks much better than okay. So then the last and final item, did I sell everything? Yeah, I went through everything. The last and final one is back to demographics. The history of Hill County, Texas, 1853 to 1980, from the Hill County Historical Society. Now, like I said, obviously this is a local book, but I mean, people love. Oh, actually, oh, there's something in here. Oops, I didn't see this. Oh, look at this. There's a nice little handsome gentleman. It's a fair amount. Maybe I could sell one of these things. Oh, sooner or later, one of these storage units will have a lot of cash. So I need to know, has there ever been like, what's the weirdest item you've ever found in one of your storage units? Has there been a weird item? I can tell you, I will tell you a weird item that I found. It was a 10 by 20 storage unit. And this is hilarious. 10 by 20 storage unit. They open it up, and the only thing that's in the storage unit is what looks to be a broken TV cabinet that's shoved face first to the wall, and then a little tiny leather pillow on the ground, and on the side, what looked to be a stack of file folders. Okay, so that was in this 10 by 20 huge room. You got one leather pillow in the middle of the floor, you have a stack of file folders, and you have one TV cabinet that's facing the wall. So of course, opening bid, the auctioneer is like $25. I hear 25. Do I hear 10? Do I hear 5? And they're like, does anybody? And I look at them and I'm like, how about $1? Sold. So I bought this thing for $1. And my husband's like, what the hell is wrong with you? There's just a TV cabinet, there's file folders, and there's a little tiny leather pillow. And I said to him, I says, hey, the TV cabinet alone, we could probably get like $10 for or whatever. Well, it turns out the file folders was a stack, and dare I say this, it was a stack of x-rays. And I guess I can't admit this because I know there's private information, but it turns out I found a private collector who collects old x-rays because of the material that they used in the film is actually worth money, but you have to be careful because technically you're not supposed to be selling things that are personal, but there was no personal information. It was like just x-ray pictures, and there was no like file information of who the x-rays belonged to. So I guess I was able to sell them, but the x-rays I sold for $275 for the stack of x-rays. The TV cabinet that was just shoved to the side ended up being this beautiful TV cabinet that had stained glass. Yes, it was x-rays, particularly old x-rays. Like I said, you got to do the research on this. I don't remember what it is, but whatever film that they use to make the x-rays has some value to it, and you can sell x-rays. It's the weirdest thing. I mean, for all I know, the old X-rays, they could have been what do you call it? Biohazard, or they could have radiation or something in it. But that's something to look into. It was a weird thing. So basically, this unit that I spent $1 on, I got $275 for the X-rays. I got $30 for the beautiful cabinet, and then the pillow I just tossed out. It was a leather pillow, but it was like all chewed up and stuff. I just tossed it out. So I think that was the weirdest item I've ever found in a storage unit. Um, I think maybe the best story I ever had with a storage unit was I bought three storage units. I spent $25 for all three storage units. And the idea was I was going to take all three units, combine them into one because they give you 24 hours, and then pay for the storage for just that one unit and then just clear out the other two. So in the process, while we're moving everything over, it turns out there's a guy in a unit next to me, literally taking his stuff, throwing it in a dumpster. And it's all baseball cards. It was baseball cards. It was all, and I start talking to him. Turns out he owned a baseball card store all his life. He's dying of stage 4 cancer and just doesn't know what to do with them. And he doesn't give a shit. And he didn't want to leave them to his family or anything. So he's throwing it in the dumpster. The people at the storage place were saying, no, you can't do this. You have to get your own garbage man to dump this all out. So I actually made an arrangement, and we did this all in writing through, where I took over the entire unit. So he transferred ownership of the entire unit for me for free. So everything in there I was able to resell. Have I bought any units recently? Unfortunately, no. I moved to Texas. I'm in Texas right now. This was all in New York. I'll be honest, I moved to Texas 5 years ago. I have not bought any storage auctions. I haven't gone to any storage auctions here. I've gone to mostly estate sales. So I'm almost itching that I want to get back into the storage unit business. But from what I heard, down here in Texas, it's very, very competitive and very, very expensive. Yes, I got the entire storage unit for free. And that was at the time when I was using Amazon, I was using eBay, and I started selling things like crazy. I'm in a college town. I'm in Stephenville. It's a it's a college town where Charleston College State University is. So it's this tiny little town about an hour and a half away from Dallas. So that's just to give you how big Texas is. Texas is huge. You start in one point it takes 24 hours to get from one point of Texas to another. So I'm like smack in the middle, not necessarily, but it's a little town, Stephenville, in Texas. But my accent is definitely not from Texas because I am by far not a Texan at all. If there's if there's anything, oh, I got a phone call. I'm not taking that. Nope, I'm live. I'm waiting for my phone to go ching. But yes, if there's anything that I am not a Texan. I do not like spicy food. I do not like football. I do not like cows. I do not know how to ride a horse. And oh, so you're in Texas too, Cajun? Okay, cool. Houston is only 4 hours from me. Um, why do I want to say Houston's about a 6 hour drive for me? So you're more Houston is north of you or south of you? So I don't know. Maybe we're neighbors. I'm in Stephenville. Like I said, it's about an hour and a half from Dallas, and I want to say Houston's about 6 hours away from me. So I don't know if you're near Waco. Waco is about what is Waco? About a hour drive for me is Waco. So just to give some areas as to where I am. But that was I'm in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Oh, okay. So that's where the Cajun comes from. Hey, you're a Cajun reseller. That's okay. My husband, he did he live in Louisiana? No, he lived in Georgia. He lived in Florida. My husband was in the military and everything, and he loves Cajun. His family is like the original Cajun Creole, French Creole Cajun cooking is his mother's side. So he could give you stories about that. It's funny when they have the accent. For me, I'll be honest. Okay, I have my New York accent. Sometimes the Brooklynese comes out. You'll hear me. You hear the New York when I talk. When I first came here, everybody's like, "You're not from around here. You're from New York. Or this and that." I couldn't understand people, and I know people have trouble understanding me as well. But I find sometimes when people have a specific dialect of their accent, I can't understand what they're saying. So I had this problem many times where I would have to stare at them and be like, okay, what did you say? And I think in my head, I'm trying to think, what did they say? I'm like, could you say it one more time? But but yes, I'm New York at heart. I'm officially in Texas and I've been here for 5 years. So Texas has been interesting and I want to get back into the storage units. Haven't been in storage units at all down here in Texas. I heard that they're very hard to get into. They're very competitive and very expensive. Whereas when I was in New York, let me tell you something. New York, they defaulted left and right. I could get an entire storage unit for $1. I mean, I truthfully never spent more than $25 on a complete storage unit in New York. I never had to. I mean, like I said, I bought 3 units for $25, and they were all 10 by 10 units filled with stuff. So my husband has this thing that he wants to literally rent a truck, drive up to New York, and on garbage day, just load the truck with all the stuff that they throw out on the street because they just don't care. There's no value of what it is, and they'll throw out perfectly good, expensive stuff. And he wants to take it, bring it down here, and sell it down here. That's what he wants to do. And we're trying to figure out, it's like, is it worth it? When you compete against Grimes Fines, yeah, it's going to be tough. I have no idea who Grimes Fines is. Is that like a Storage Wars or something like that? Probably. Unless is he the big Texan storage guy that just comes in with like a wad of cash and can blow like $10,000 on one storage unit? That's why I'm afraid. I used to watch Storage Wars, loved watching it, but it's like I would never. I'm the cheapskate. I'm the one that's like, okay, $25. I'll spend $25 on a storage unit and that's it. You can't do that down here. New York, you can do that anytime they have a storage unit. I mean, I can't begin to tell you the stuff I could find in New York storage units. He has a YouTube, probably about 70,000 subs. Okay, I have to get in and get more socially aware of these people because I'm finding like even before yesterday's auction, I have never heard of Fluffy and Squashy, and I feel so bad. But you know something, I loved that I was able to jump in, donate, and even that auction alone, I started to add a whole bunch of people. Which yes, I do have you Cajun reseller, and I have you Westside Gary on my list. So I did add you, but I guess that's the only way I'm going to build up my channel because I did hit 150 subscribers. That's nothing. Big difference compared to 70,000. But I'm proud of myself that, yes, I just hit 150 subscribers. So maybe I'll have like a little rewards party each time I get more subscribers. But I figured, you know something? I had some extra time. What I'm supposed to be doing is cleaning, sorting. I figured, you know something? Let me show off some of my fun little things because there is some really cute stuff that I got at this estate sale. And you tell me, I spent $21 on everything. Was that a good buy? Was that a not so good buy? Was that little perfume bottles? This thing I love. It's the key. Oh, I just made a mess. It is the key to the city. I thought that was cute. But that's what I have to start doing. I have to start making friends, getting to know people, putting up more videos. The best way to build up is to be in live chats or get a shout out from a huge channel. That is true. I ended up there's a YouTube group. There's two YouTube groups that I'm part of. One of them is RVA Flips, which I absolutely love, and the other one is really long one, Sellers Resource. Oh, I don't know. I'm butchering the title on both of them, but I have to say their little shout outs that they give, their little contests, their little things that they do for the resellers. I have been able to build up some of my friends list. I've been able to start selling things because I'll be honest, the stuff I sell, I'd rather sell in big bulk. When I sell things, I try to do wholesale lots. So for example, I don't have the time, the energy to divvy out each and every one. I would probably just completely take this whole thing, put it as one lot, and see where it goes from there. Same thing with the yes, Dominic's group. That's the one. The really long one, Sellers Resource, eBay, Amazon Resource. Yes, Dominic's group. In fact, Dominic did the what do you call it? Come on down, Price is Right game yesterday, which I was in. I absolutely love Dominic's group, and I love RVA Flips, which is oh, what's his name? I can't think of his name. See, this does not. I have. I'll be honest, everyone. I have horrible memory skill when it comes to names. Somebody gives me a name and it goes right out. Like it's horrible if I'm at a party and I don't know somebody. Literally, it'll be one of those things. The chicken thought, Justin. Yes, that's right. The chicken was yesterday, and then Justin has his group, which is awesome. So I like those two groups and RVA Flips. Yeah, but I I try to make some friends with those people, and what I try to do is if I see somebody wants a particular item and I have an abundance of them, I will contact them and say, "Hey, I have this. Let's make a deal." Because I mean, I buy things, and right now the big things that I have is I have auto supplies that I have absolutely no knowledge about whatsoever. But I acquired, I want to say, about 4,000 little tiny valves and brand new auto supplies and little thingamajigs that I I don't know what to do with. So I'm going to try to sell those. I acquired a whole bunch of cosmetics, which I am absolutely loving. When I talk about cosmetics, we're talking about foundations, eyeshadows, all kinds of health and beauty stuff. Have a massive amount of that I'm starting to bundle up. You saw like I did the ice cream cone lip glosses. I thought that would be a sell. I guess nobody wanted lip gloss, but that's okay. Oil filters. My husband thinks I'm crazy. Do I go to garage? I go to garage sales every week. I own on one of my Facebook groups currently has 6,000 local people, and I mean to some people that's not a lot, but there's 6,000 people in one of my garage sale groups, and all I do is post whatever garage sales happen in this county. And when I say county, you have to remember each town is about 30 miles away from each other because Texas is so big. So for me to go to the next town, it's about a 30-mile trip just to get to the next town. And there's miles and miles of nothingness. So I got together and I post all the garage sales happening within the little towns. And because of that, everybody comes to me with their garage sales, and I'm like, yay! So I host that locally, but yes, I go to garage sales, estate sales. Haven't been to any storage auctions here, but I used to do them all the time in New York. And then I will be not honest, I do retail arbitrage in one store only, and that is a store called Dirt Cheap. People make fun of me. They're saying, thinking that I'm making fun of the store. No, the store is called Dirt Cheap. They are a chain, and I believe there's some of them in Louisiana, but they're mostly down south at Texas, Louisiana, I think Arkansas, and maybe a few else. They get all their stuff from like Target, Pure One Imports. They get them stuff from Overstock.com. And what they do is they started off at 40%, and then it'll go 50% off, 60% off, 70. They go all the way. You love Dirt Cheap. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. My particular Dirt Cheap goes all the way up to 95% off. And then what they'll do is they'll say, oh, screw it. If we can't even sell it at 95% off, what they'll do is they take a big shopping cart, go to the shelf, take the entire shelf and dump it in the shopping cart, and then they wrap it up and say, okay, $10. I am the $10 shopping cart queen. So whenever they do that, and they do that almost every single day, they go to the shelf, they just empty everything, fill up the cart completely. I buy those $10 carts. So I make an average, I'll be honest, I make an average, I'll buy a $10 cart, I'm flipping it for at least $500-$600, sometimes even more. But on average, I've been making about $500-$600 off of one cart. The problem is the amount of work. And I mean, like I said, the auto parts one that I got, I literally have 3,000 little tiny auto parts and valves and rubber things and gaskets and little things that you put in a car. I don't know anything about it. Yes, I grabbed it because I figured, you know something, I just start putting serial numbers in. Maybe I'll make some money. But yes, the app will tell you the price. I don't know if your particular dirt cheap does it, but the secret at my dirt cheap is if you scan the app and it doesn't scan the item, it automatically is 90% off. Do they do that in your store? They do it in my store. So I love that. So I know for a fact it's like, boom, scan the app, scan, scan, scan. If the product does not scan, it is automatically 90% off. So that's something that I love about Dirt Cheap. So I don't know if that happens with other dirt cheaps or not. But my store, and it has to do with, it's all about location, location, location. My particular, I'm in a college town where basically the town is confined to nothing more than its little tiny borders. We don't have any other big town for at least 30, 40 miles away, but everything's confined in this one town. And as far as dirt cheap, nobody likes that store. I love that store. That's my favorite. Do I have my own? Okay, the town here has specific rules, and this is where it's going to get funny. You are only allowed to have a garage sale twice a year or every 6 months, whichever's first. You must have a permit. Now, the permit only costs $3, so it's no big deal for the permit, but you can only have them twice a year. So yes, I do have garage sales. When I have garage sales, I'll put everything out, and I have pretty much a very big front yard, backyard, and I'm right on a main road. So I don't even have to really advertise because people see it, they pass it, they see all the tables, they're like, hey, we're stopping because I'm on the main road, which is awesome. But I do a special where you take a bag, fill up a bag for the first day. I started off at $10, and then second and third day I do $5. And I don't care if they put 100 items in the bag. It's just a regular shopping plastic bag. Fill that bag up, $10. Fill it up for $5. If you want to take the entire jewelry table and throw all the jewelry in, that's fine. Because at that point, this is stuff that I didn't have time to sell. I couldn't sell. And usually I make a pretty penny during those garage sales. So that's where I sell. I also sell on Facebook Marketplace. I sell on eBay. I sell on Macari. My favorite, though, is when I find a particular seller that I could sell everything to. In fact, recently I sold through Paul Antonelli's auction. I sold my entire collection of electronic handheld games that you basically attach to the TV. I'm so glad I sold it. The guy wanted them all. You can take them all. I mean, I'm glad that I was able to sell it. I lost on the shipping, but that's okay. The fact that he bought all of them, it got out of the house. I'm happy. I love to do deals like that. So if I had somebody that say wanted all of my educational books, if I wanted somebody that wanted all my mascaras or something, all the auto parts, I will do a deal and just send them all out. And that's what I love doing is wholesale. I acquired, this is just an example, I acquired 500 pairs of ladies' socks, and they're all different kinds of socks. They're like watermelon socks. They have like little flamingos on them. They're the dollar store brands that they have the cards on it. They usually sell for $1 a pair. I have 500 pairs of them. So I'm making deals if anybody wants lady socks. They're stretchable socks from size 5 to 11, and it's one size fits all. They just stretch, and I mean those are things that I love doing for other resellers. So whenever I get something in abundance, it's like, hey, I'll make a deal. I did a deal on somebody wanted a deal on what do you call it, scarves. I ended up getting a whole scarf collection, and I just threw them all in a box. They were able to do that. Jewelry. I forgot about this. This is no joke. Okay, Cajun, you're gonna love this if you're still here paying attention. I ended up getting what time does Dirt Cheap put out those cards? For me, they always put them out in the morning. So they open up here at 8 o'clock. Between usually 9 o'clock is when they put out because it takes them an hour to put everything from the inside to the outside because they fill up their outside first by rolling in all the little things. And then around between 9 and 10 is when I get those cards. So I have done phenomenal on the carts. No question about that. That is my biggest retail arbitrage is my dirt cheap stuff. And when they have the electronics carts, I am in heaven because the electronic cart is the one that I could really flip. I mean, that's where I don't know if you saw recently on Paul's. I know I sold a whole bunch of PS4, PS3 games. It's amazing the stuff that I end up getting strictly from carts. And I mean, dare I say this? I'll say it. It cost me $10. That's all it cost is $10 for the entire cart, and I could easily flip it to $500. I've been that successful with the carts, and sometimes I find weird stuff. I'll get toy carts. I'll get clothing carts. I generally stay away from clothing and bedding and that type of things. Like the sheets, I don't want sheets. I really don't want clothing. Although Dirt Cheap had a special where they were selling everything for 25 cents. So I specifically went through the 25-cent bin. That's amazing. Yeah, for the video games, it was. I specifically went through the bin of 25-cent clothing and pulled out all the graphic type T-shirts and the concert T-shirts, and they're brand new with the tags. The fact that I could flip a 25-cent T-shirt and make like $20 off of it is amazing. So that's why I love Dirt Cheap. And the thing about Dirt Cheap is it's one of two things. It's either brand new stuff that still has the tag on it, or it's the return stuff. And that I have to be careful with is when it's something that's returned, it's usually the broken things. But yeah, occasion if you have a Dirt Cheap in your area, I strongly suggest get to know the manager, get to know the workers, find out when they're going to be doing their carts because depending on the area, they do carts so frequently. I mean, I know that mine has their truck every Wednesday. They get their truck, so they need to have their shelves cleaned out for when the truck comes so that they can put all the new stuff. So what do? It's just in the cart it goes, slap a $10 tag on it, and off it goes. Um, I don't know if your particular Dirt Cheap has it, but right now we have DVDs. And when I say DVDs, they're all the blockbuster DVDs. I want to say they have, no joke, they have to have about 15,000 DVDs, and they've been selling them for the past 3 months now. Well, they're finally down to 10 cents each. So I've been picking them up. I mean, when they were 50 cents each, I picked up all the uh, Gone with the Wind. And these are blockbuster ones. They don't have the box. They're just in a blockbuster. But I picked up 10 Gone with the Winds, 50 cents each. Immediately, I flipped and resold them. So all my Gone with the Winds were gone within 48 hours. And I've been doing that with certain other ones. Now I've been focusing on some really interesting old movies that you can't find. But all I'm selling, and I just want to show you, ignore my drink. It literally is nothing but this. So they're selling these for 10 cents each. This particular one, I look for the weird ones. It's called Pimp. I thought that was funny. Oh, Easter candy? They're still selling Easter candy. I do not want to do Easter candy. You think I need Easter candy? I can't. I'm trying to lose weight. I'll end up eating all these. They did have carts. They were selling carts of Easter candy completely filled for $5 each. And I almost want to say if I had a market that I could sell the candy to or get rid of it, I would absolutely do it. But when it comes to, first of all, people are iffy about Easter candy because it's old when it's perfectly fine. Second of all, this is Texas heat. That chocolate is going to melt. I have no room for it. So I try not to deal with food if that's possible. Certain things I do not deal with. I try not to deal with, save it for Halloween. There's no trick or treating here. I'm literally on a main road. I don't get any trick or treaters. Plus, the town I'm in, they do what's known as they do a what do they call it? It's Halloween in the square, where basically they set up the square where the courthouse is, and all the vendors have all the candies, and the kids go around the courthouse and they take pictures, and there's games and there's free candy That's what they do for Halloween. So everybody brings all their kids to the square, and then they just trick or treat around the square for free candy. So Halloween is like, and they canceled that last year. They're going to probably cancel it this year with all the COVID, which is sad. But yeah, if you get an opportunity, see if they have the Blockbuster DVDs. Now, granted, it's only the disc with the sleeve. But if you find some really, really good movies, I mean, okay, these are like horrible movies, but they're worth money. Like Pimp, The Torturer. Look at this one. We Are the World. It's the story behind the song We Are the World. So I've been putting up these old movies, and they've been going, even though they are pre-owned, used, without any covering. I put all of that up in the because, like for example, this probably selling for $30 if it was complete, but I could sell it for $5 and still make a profit, and I don't care. So that's what I do. I mean, for me, I'll be honest, I know everybody has a different philosophy. My philosophy is sell it as quickly as possible. I have four within an Cajun, you have four dirt cheaps within an hour of you. I am drooling. I have one dirt cheap here. The nearest dirt cheap to me would be a 2.5 hour trip away from this one, which I will be so upset if this one ever closes down. I really will be because I have to say 90% of my inventory is all dirt cheap stuff. I love that store. In fact, my family was like, "Don't tell people that you shop there." I'm like, nobody shops there anyway. I mean, I could sit here and say, "Go to Dirt Cheap, go to Cheap." They hate that store. I've had people tell me that Dirt Cheap gives them anxiety. That when they walk in, it triggers whatever anxiety or craziness that they have. And I'm like, I love that store. I will be on my hands and knees. I will be rummaging through the box just to find the things that are 95% off. And remember, in my store, if it doesn't scan, it's automatically 90%. So I absolutely love that. It's like, hey, you're 90% off. They want to get rid of it. And I don't know if all the dirt cheaps do that. Dirt cheap is, yes, it's a mess. The place is, I mean, that's why I said for people who have anxiety problems, for people who have panic attacks, do not go to Dirt Cheap. I mean, there is no organization whatsoever. It is a mishmash of crap, but that crap makes me money. And that's why I love that store. And Cajun, if you actually go there frequently, when they have their card, make sure you have them stamp the card and then send the card in because they bring you up, my kitty. No, 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 Bijou. Oh, we're gonna say hi to Bijou. He's trying to come here. Yes, this is my kitty Bijou. I don't want him stepping on the thing because he's gonna ruin my live stream. But yes, this is my little kitty cat. He's 21 years old. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Dirt cheap. They have the little card. When you fill up the card, not only do you get 10% off, you're supposed to take that card and mail it in because they put you in for a contest where you could win $100 gift card to Dirt Cheap. So that's something that a lot of people don't know about. So it would be nice to get a gift card. But yes, this is my baby. Yes, his name is Bijou. He's my little sweet thing. He is an attention slut. He just wants so much loving. He wants so much attention. He misses mommy because I haven't been home all morning. I actually work for a local thrift store that I volunteer my time for, and I only do it twice a month. So it's no big deal that I donate my time twice a month, and it's for a good cause. So I was helping out the thrift store this morning. So he did not have mommy time this morning, and that's why he came over. He wants some loving. Do I have any extra rooms used for storage? Okay, here's the story. You're gonna love this. I'm in a 4 bedroom house. Now it's only myself and my husband. So one room is strictly that thrift store in my there's a thrift store. Oh, that's so fun. A cat rescue. Okay, anyway, I'm in a 4 bedroom house. One room is strictly a office area for my husband and myself. So that room doesn't get touched. I have a spare bedroom which is now this room that I'm in right now, is my official office. I got the computer set up and I've got all my eBay stuff. This particular room, I'm sorry I can't scan it out, but there is only one small path that I can walk in and out because the rest of it, I'm going to put it down. The rest of it is nothing but unsorted junk that I have acquired. And some of that unsorted junk includes the jewelry I spoke about, the auto parts, the electronics, the makeup kits. Okay. And then I have a second bedroom, and that bedroom is to the top with stuff, but that's hosts all my books. So this is no joke. I run a special on books on eBay where I do 10 books for $14.99, where I'll actually take any range from $10 to $14.99. But they're up for $14.99. I will take best to offer. I literally will take 10 books at a time, bundle them up, and send them off. I wasted 20 minutes playing with the cats. See, that's what it is. They get you in, and if you're playing with the cats, you're going to want to buy stuff because everybody knows that they love cats, and it's a great selling point that it's a cat rescue. But my second room is nothing but wall to wall books. It literally is a library. My husband says stop getting books, and what do? I keep getting books. I love books. I don't read a lot, but I absolutely love books. And what am I going to say? So that's my second one. And then the worst part is I have an outside storage room in the back that I put stuff, but I have to make sure whatever I put, because it's not climate control, whatever I put back there will not melt. So obviously that's where I keep like all my Christmas stuff, my holiday stuff, but I also keep items out there that will not get ruined due to weather. And I mean, okay, just I'll throw an example. I recently acquired Marvel Spider-Man blankets. Now, normally these blankets are sold for $10 to $15 in the store. They're the fleece blankets that when you hold up, it has Spider-Man. Um, I'll answer that in 1 second. But all the Spider-Man blankets I put outside because they're big blankets and they're outside, and I know they'll be fine. Nobody's going to buy them now, but I have them up just in case. I can't wait till wintertime, particularly around Christmas. Those things will go like crazy. So they're in storage. Now, is my husband into reselling? Absolutely not. He hates this. He wants nothing to do with this business. He hates the fact that I go shopping. From his point of view, he calls me the hoarder. He says that I'm doing nothing but wasting my money, that I'm spending too much money, he hates everything about this business. The only thing he likes about it is the fact that I'm getting paid. So we butt heads a lot when it comes to reselling because he just wants the house to be clean. Aside from those three areas I said, this room, the second room, and the storage outside, rest of the house is pretty good. So as long as I keep our private bedroom clean, as long as I keep the main living room clean, the kitchen clean, then it's like, okay, he ignores the rest of the house. But the problem is my stuff keeps expanding because I keep buying more and more. And and I'm trying to convince him that this is garage sale season. This is the time to buy. This is the time I need to buy. So he does not like this at all. I wish he would love this because I would find it so much fun to go shopping with him, to bring him to an estate sale, to go rummaging through him. But the fact is, he hates it. So we don't see eye to eye on that. But it actually is different. I'm gonna cut this short because I do want to jump on Paul Antonelli's thing. But I will say this: I was working in retail all my life. I was a retail manager. Yeah, you're laughing. I was a retail manager. I was a store manager. I was actually a district manager. So, I mean, I had that experience as far as the retail side. I basically had a nervous breakdown. I couldn't stand working. So the fact is, I'm like, I'm going into business for myself. And it, at first, this is no joke. I tell people this who, when I first started the eBay, I was lucky to make $15 a day. I would get so excited when I'm like, ooh, ooh, I made a sale. And I would count my pennies and it would be like, okay, all I need is $15 a day. If I can make $15 a day, I, I, I can pay the bills. That's where I was 2 years ago. Now I'm literally like, okay, I need to make $100 a day. So that's my goal. I want to make $100 a day. There are times that I pretty much average $100 a day. So for me, that's fine. There are times I make $200 a day. I'm totally happy. The fact is, my business is growing, and I'm finally understanding the ins and outs. And I know for some people, when I say, "Oh, I'm making $100 a day," they're like, "That's it." Well, you know something? I'm selling little tiny things. I mean, I know I'm only going to get $5 for this blockbuster, but you know something? The fact is, because I have like a stack of them, that's one auction with a high quantity. Just let it sell itself. That is my thing, and that's why I like replenishables. I love items that I could put one item up that has a quantity of whatever it is, and it just keeps selling as it goes along. That happens to be my little strategy. So you're gonna head to Dirt Cheap. Well, Cajun, make sure that you look for the carts, look for the stuff that doesn't scan, find out what they do with the items that don't scan. Because, like I said, if you scan it and it doesn't scan, it means it's been in there too long, probably already surpassed the 95% off, which most of the time they don't advertise the 95% off. And usually they give it to, but that's my store. I don't know what your store does. But what I am going to do is I am going to end this live feed. We've been talking for over an hour. I love it. So if this is something that people are interested in, I will probably do more of these. I might not do it every day. I might not do it, but I may just come in, do a little show and tell, talk a little bit about my life, answer questions. Cajun Reseller, thank you so much for being on my show. Gary, thank you so much for coming in and being on my show as well. I would love to hear what you get at their cheap occasion. So with that, everyone, I wish everyone a happy day. Stay safe, stay healthy. If anybody wants to join me, I'm going to jump in with Paul Antonelli because he's doing his live show. Love watching his show because he has some wonderful guests. And maybe, who knows, you might see me in the future some more. So take care and thank you for allowing me to go live. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.